are stories about what happened.
It's true. All of it.
Hey guys, welcome to this episode of the Star Wars Canon Library. My name is Brian. I am the librarian here at the Canon Library, where we're keeping everything in chronological order for you guys. This episode is going to be my review episode. I'm going to start doing reviews for every episode of Rebels, starting now with the mid-season premiere of Season 3. Some people were messaging me saying they wanted to see this, so this is the first review I'm doing for a Rebels episode, and this one is going to be the mid-season premiere that just happened. So, as you guys know, this was a two-parter episode. I watched it last night, and I gotta say, it wasn't the best episode of Rebels I've ever seen. It wasn't the best two-parter, but it was fun to watch. There were a lot of references to Clone Wars in this one, where you've almost had to have watched certain story arcs, well, at least one story arc, to understand some of the references with like Saw Gerrera's sister, the hologram of her face and stuff that popped up, who was killed in Clone Wars. But even with some of the things happening to the point where you had to have seen Clone Wars, this episode was still enjoyable. I mean, one of the coolest parts was when the Geonosian draws the circle in the circle, and it's, I mean, the second time, not the first time, but the second time, and you know that's the Death Star, and you realize it, but the characters don't know it yet. So that was really cool. Now, if anybody who watches knows that in one of the last couple videos I've done, actually, I talked about how I didn't enjoy Saw Gerrera that much as a character. I mean, other than Clone Wars, because his character in Clone Wars to me was always very badass, take charge, you know, but still at the same time kind of youthful, and I don't want to say arrogant, but what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know, just lacking experience, still kind of childlike, you know, just kind of like that. And then we saw him in Rogue One, and he's this batshit crazy, half-built, you know, half Darth Vader looking guy with a breath mask, and then we didn't know what the hell happened to him in between. So this episode gives us that look at Saw Gerrera. Now, I will say this: Saw Gerrera in Rebels is an asshole, like straight up asshole. I didn't think he was an asshole in Rogue One, and I didn't think he was an asshole in Clone Wars, but he's an asshole in Rebels. This guy is a dick. I remember I watched this episode last night, and I remember sitting there thinking, this guy's a freaking dick. Like, he is an asshole. That's the only word I can think of. A bastard. He is a dick. And I just... Now in my head, I've gotten 3 different versions of Saw Gerrera, and none of them match up, in my opinion. Now, I know Forrest Whitaker did voice Saw Gerrera for this episode, for these 2 episodes, but I couldn't even tell it was the same guy doing the voice. I can't even tell that the same guy that played a live action version of him is voicing the cartoon character, the animated. I couldn't even tell that. Because I kept thinking I heard the voice of the guy that did him for Clone Wars, and then at one point I thought I heard Forrest Whitaker in there, and then I thought it was somebody else completely. In my head, the whole Saw Gerrera timeline, like, his character development is just a mess in my book, and I mean, that's just me personally. I'm not enjoying it that much. Part of me's kind of wishing they would kind of stop touching on him. But anyway, as far as the episode itself goes, there was a nice little nod to the Vader comic in this episode, for those of you who are reading them. And for those of you who are not, let me explain this to you. In the Vader comic, Vader goes to Geonosis, and the Geonosian Queen is there. And that queen came from this egg. So from this Geonosian egg in this episode. So I thought that was kind of cool. Neat little nod. But what else in this episode? I'm starting. I get why they're doing it. I get, like, okay, they went to Geonosis. That's where the Death Star was built. That plays into the story. That makes sense. But as far as showing battle droids and destroyer droids on every single planet and every single setting that had to do with the Separatists is starting to get a little old. I'm really tired of the whole Roger. that was Clone Wars. This is Rebels. Okay, I get you need something there, but make it. I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm just nitpicking it. I don't like battle droids that much. I really don't like. I mean, they they were ineffective when they had the collective hive mind controlled from the control ship, and then after that fiasco of Anakin blowing it up, and they made them all individuals, which that is canon. That's why each droid kind of got stupider as they went through the movies. They had their own processing units. It's just they're just retarded. I mean, I use that word not loosely. It's just I don't like the battle droids at all, and I'm getting sick of seeing them in Rebels. I'm hoping to get to a point. Well, I mean, the battle droids are even in the Vader comics, so I probably shouldn't get my hopes up for that either. But the whole Sabine line of I don't like sand, it gets everywhere. Okay, it was a little on the nose. Didn't mind it that much though. And now, as far as this Imperial captain goes, the dark-skinned one on the not the Star Destroyer, but the Imperial transport that came to Geonosis. A lot of people are thinking that is Sienna Ree from Lost Stars. That is not Sienna. Sienna was not a captain at that point. She didn't make captain until almost the Battle of Jakku. So that's not Sienna. It's not Ray Sloan. At first I thought it was Ray Sloan, but in the credits it clearly says Captain Brunson. So it's a character named Captain Brunson. And she has the typical mindset of an Imperial. If we do this, we'll all get promotions. And she's putting caution to the wind. And, this is a character I feel like is going to be prominent. They wouldn't have given her... I don't know. I feel like they wouldn't have given her a name unless she's going to pop up somewhere else down the season. Do I wish it would have been Ray Sloan? Yes. I wish they would have put Ray Sloan in that position. They could have used Ray Sloan in that, and I think it would have been really cool, especially with her history with Kanan between the novel A New Dawn and his comic Kanan the Last Padawan. That's right. She popped up in that comic. I think it would be really cool to see her pop up in Rebels now, and I think that was the perfect opportunity to do it right there. Now let's see what else was there in this episode that honestly it was more of an unremarkable episode in my book. It was just twice as long, and it was just chock full of references, like when Rex says he's great but he's no Skywalker. Okay, all right, and Kanan hollers back, I heard that. I didn't care for that line that much. I get why it was there. Because Saw Gerrera knew Anakin Skywalker. For those of you who haven't watched Clone Wars, he was trained by Anakin Skywalker, him and his militia on Alderaan. But as far as the episode itself goes, they didn't even accomplish anything in it at all. They went to the planet, nothing got accomplished. They found a bug that told them they built something, or they knew they built something, but they didn't find anything about it. They couldn't even, the mission was to go find evidence that the Empire killed the Geonosians to show the Senate, and that mission didn't even happen. And then at the end of it, they say it was a successful mission. And I don't see how, to be honest, just because you got a shield generator. Okay, now, it will be interesting to know that generator core that they got, if that was the one used on the generator for Hoth. That would be interesting to see, to know that those characters are the reason they had that shield generator. But other than that, this episode to me really was unremarkable. As far except for all the references to other Clone Wars episodes and other Rebels episodes, I really didn't care for it that much. I mean, it was a good episode. Like I said, it was unremarkable. Now I am waiting so impatiently though for the season finale. After we've seen the mid-season trailer for this season with Obi-Wan and Maul. But one thing I do enjoy is a slow burn story. So we're gonna take this slow and see where it goes. So, guys, that's my review for these two episodes. I didn't really care for them that much. Nothing really special came out of them, in my opinion. It's just, if anything, it just made me not like Saw Gerrera that much more. So, Guys, comment below. Let us know what you thought of the episode if you've seen it. Make sure to subscribe to this channel if you like the video. And make sure to visit us on Facebook. It is facebook.com/Star Wars Canon Library. And if you have any questions at all about canon material as far as the timeline goes or or even the Clone Wars chronological episodes, we have the timeline on our website. It is StarWarsCanonLibrary.com. Make sure to visit that website. And the list is there. So, guys, until next time, this is Brian signing off. And may the Force be with you.